Rolling down the highway, mile after mile. Life on the road, it's a whole different style. Stories from the blacktop, tales to be told from the wheel of a rig where the nights get cold.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Truck Overhaul Podcast. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about specifically myths that people have a tendency to put out there about truck drivers. And we're going to kill all this. We're going to put it to bed. I'm just going to discuss a few myths that they have out there. I'm not going to go into a great detail, but I'm just going to just touch on a few myths that people that put out there that really is not true. So let's get started. So the first myth that people have out there is that trucking is an easy job with little responsibilities. That right there is so far from the truth. Um, but many people believe that truck driving is easy, solo job with little stress or responsibilities. Trucking is physically and mentally demanding with long hours, tight schedules, and the responsibilities of ensuring safety for yourself and others. Also, we got to maintain regulation. We got to navigate through weather conditions, um, through various terrains, and a lot of this requires great skill and responsibilities. So you just can't hop in a truck and just take off and thinking everything gonna be um, thinking everything gonna be all right. So I don't know why they believe that. I guess they see. I guess when you watching somebody else do their job, it look easy until you actually get behind the wheel and you decide for yourself that hey, this job is more challenging than what I thought it was. So you got long hours. Truck drivers drive 10 to 11 hours a day, and that's not even including like stopping for deliveries, stopping for breaks, stopping to get you something to eat, um, and God forbid if you get pulled into a scare house, that right there gonna take a minimum of an hour from you. Like so, I don't know where where these myths coming from, but it's it takes a great toll on your body. Um, a lot of truck drivers develop knee problems. They get back problems. So it's a very demanding job. So for them to say that it's an easy job with little responsibilities, that is one of the myths. And I'm just gonna have to call it what it is and say that it's not true. I don't care what nobody tell you. Like don't believe the hype. Like they really just feeding you feeding you. I guess they feeding you lies. So the other myth that they have out there that truck drivers make tons of money. Oh man, um, we make a pretty good living. I don't know about it being tons of money, but we make a pretty decent living. Um, this like misconception that truck drivers, especially those with big rigs, are wealthy. I I don't know why they putting this out. I guess they just trying to get people to join the trucking industry. What they trying to do, but some truckers do earn good money. It highly dependable depends on factors such as the type of trucking though. Owner operator, you'll be company driver, experience, and the company they work for. So it's a lot of um different ne- um what's the word I'm looking for? It's different ways you could go into the trucking industry. I guess I could use that. And then you have to get the experience. Like you just can't come in the trucking industry when companies won't even hire you without 2 years experience, over the road experience, because the insurance company won't put you on their insurance. So not all truck drivers make a lot of money. It's levels that you gotta go through. Um, but on the operators, they got a ton of hidden costs. They got fuel, truck maintenance, insurance, and truckers also spend a lot of time away from home. So um, it also depends on the freight that you hauling. So oversized freight gonna get paid more. It depends on the region that you're in, and it depends on the job type. So you could be hauling hazardous material. You're gonna pay for anybody more than anybody that's not hauling hazardous material. So that right there is it's a myth that I would like to kick down the drain. Also, the third myth that they have out there is truckers have no social life. Boy, I wish I knew the person that said that. Truckers have no social life. Are you kidding me? So to say that truckers have no social life, like I don't know where that rumor come from, but that is false. That is false. Don't believe everything you hear, because they think just because a trucker is isolated, they don't have no social life or interaction outside of work. Well, you still got to go on the truck stop. You still got to go on the shippers and receivers. So, it's things that you get interaction with other people. Some people, when they park, they you know go into a restaurant. They might go and they might go to the shopping center. It's a whole bunch of stuff that truck drivers do. So I wouldn't take that and run with that one. So, but the reality is truckers do have a social life, but it's different. They build bonds with fellow drivers at truck stops or over CB radios. That's why I keep telling y'all to get y'all CB radios. Social media and technology also allow truckers to stay connected with family and friends, even from the road. So, you know, we we still human. We have a social life. So that part right there. Um, Another one that people believe that all truck drivers are men. That right there is, we have a lot of women in the trucking industry. Um, we don't have as many, but we do have some women that are working in the trucking industry. That every now and again you might see at the truck stop getting fuel or something. So it's we do have women. So um, bottom line is, and the reality is, women make up a growing percentage of the trucking workforce. The number of female truckers has steadily increased over the years. The challenges and rewards of being a female trucker are unique, but they are as capable and professional as their male counterparts. So trucking companies do welcome women to come and drive. As a matter of fact, they actually try to promote more to the women so they could come out and experience what we experience as truck drivers as men. So it's that's a situation that has definitely been debunked. Uh, Truck drivers are always on the road and never home. People actually believe, they actually think that truck drivers are assumed to be away from home all the time with no time to relax or spend with family. Now, I'm home a whole lot. I spend time with my family. I sit and have dinner with my family. I watch movies with my family. Um, we have outings where we go out and you know enjoy our time. So that right there, I could say that right there is debunked. Like it's it's not true. The reality is, many truck drivers have routes that allow them to return home frequently, and there are no different type of trucking jobs. Uh, there are different types of trucking jobs. I meant to say long haul and regional that can provide better work-life balance. So that whole spiel about truckers never home, they got local drivers. Um, some companies offer home time schedules, allowing drivers to be home every weekend, times a week. So, so if you get a local driver, they might, you know, be on the job for about 13, 14 hours, then they come home for the day. They pretty much running, you know, um, in state, or they might go like a state over and then back. Do it. They run it within like a 250-mile radius. Um, that allows them to make it back on time. Regional drivers, they mainly home on the weekends, so they they run them on a 500-mile rate, no more than 500 miles a day, to try to keep them like in their region. So if you say in Illinois, they're gonna keep you in St. Louis, Kentucky, Indiana. You may touch Ohio, Iowa. They're gonna keep you within that region. So when it's close for time for you to come home, then they ride you back home, and they won't have no problems getting you back home. Uh, If you say like down south, like in Texas, you might go from, I know the company that I used to work for, we used to go from Texas to Georgia and then back to Texas. And then we take our home time. So it's like regional. That's for a person that want to be home every weekend. Sometimes multiple times a week. But long haul drivers could be out from a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You know, it just depends on the company and their freight. So you have to check with that company and find out what are they requiring, how long they're requiring you for to be on the road. Most of them will say probably like some will say 3 weeks. I don't even know how people do 3 weeks anymore because 3 weeks is a long time. But it can be done. You just have to have the dedication and willingness to stay out that long, and just have to make sure you have some things to do to keep you occupied. But another myth: truck drivers only drive and don't do anything else. People think, they assume that truckers only drive and have minimum other responsibilities. The reality is, truckers have a lot of other duties, including loading and unloading freight, taking the car, maintaining the vehicle, ensuring safety compliance, dealing with paperwork. Drivers are often responsible for route planning, handling logistics, and sometimes interacting with customers. So I'm explaining the full range of tasks truckers do, and I'm gonna highlight um, some of the preparations and multitasking that goes into a typical day. So, truck driver gets to his truck. First thing you got to do is do a pre-trip inspection. So, gotta raise the hood, check the oil, coolant, make sure there's no leaks, check the tension on the belts, check the brake chambers, check the brake hoses, check the brake lining, check the brake drum, check the tires. Um, it's a whole lot that we got to do, and that's just the start of it. You know, there's more parts up under the hood that we have to check. We got to check the exhaust from where it comes out of the transmission, make sure it's secure and not gonna fly off. We got to check the water pump, make sure it's not leaking water. We got to check the power steering fluid. We got to check the it's a whole deal. The spring leaves, the U bolts. Um, it's I could go on and on. So to say that truck drivers don't have nothing to do, it's like we do more than some people do before what they do a whole day within that small time. You gotta check the frame, you gotta check the airbags, make sure you gotta check the shock, you gotta check the frame. So I'm just talking about the front of the truck. We still gotta walk along the side of the truck and then come back up along the other side of the truck. So it's a lot that we have to do. So we do the pre-trip inspection. We get inside the cab. We finish the pre-trip inspection. We got to check our windshield, make sure our wipers. We got to check the washer fluid. We got to check the steering wheel, make sure it don't have too much play in it. We got to check the horn. We got like it goes on and on. Got to make sure no cracks across the windshield. So everything that a four-wheel driver would take for granted, we have to do. We got to make sure that truck is road ready because it's our safety that's on the line. So after we do our pre-trip, now we got to fill out documents. We got to do a pre-trip inspection and let the company know that we completed our pre-trip inspection. We also got to keep that on file, so when we get pulled in for inspection, to show that the DOT officer that we did complete a inspection, and we get our route, our load information to find out what we picking up, what we delivering. Once we get that, then we start planning our trip. A lot of people using the GPS. When I first started, we had to use a road atlas, so we had to do it physically, like by hand. The GPS wasn't out when I started driving. It was just starting to come out after I, been driving for a while. So we had to do the road atlas. We had to follow it from, okay, from this interstate is X amount of miles. This state is an X amount of miles. Then we got to go 75 south, and then we got to take 70, and then we got to hop on, um, 24. Like it's like I studied that book so much, so I know just by not even thinking about it, I could get from one part of the country to the other side without thinking about it. But uh, and then we go and pick up our load. So that means we got to drive there, get there, talk to the shipper, give them our shipper our pickup number or PO number, whichever one they looking for, and then we wait. Sometimes we have to load it ourselves, but for the most part, the shipper load it. After they finish loading it, then we got to go back and get our paperwork. Once we get our paperwork, we got to make sure the load is secure. It's not going to fly anywhere. It's not going to roll in transition. So you might have to put like load locks in there. You might have to put your straps on the back. After that, close the doors, seal the trailer. Now we got to slide out tandems. So you slide the tandems to make sure it's California legal, and then you roll to a scale house. A truck stop. So you get a scale the load. If it's correct, then you fine. If it's not, then you gotta slide the tandems, and you know you gotta adjust your tandems according to where it's not over 12,000 pounds on the stirs, 34,000 pounds on all of the tires. So after that, you drive to your destination. You deliver. Let the receiver know you're there. They tell you when they want you to back it to the door. That could be, right away. It could be 2 hours, 3 hours. It just depends on what they got going on. You bag it. They call you, give you a door. You back into the door. They unload you, or you unload the trailer, and then you get your paperwork signed. Then you hop back in the truck, pull out, send your information to your dispatcher, and then you sit and wait for another load if he doesn't already have you one. After that, if you don't have a load for you, you say, let's call it a day. I give you a load in the morning. Now you gotta drive to a truck stop. Now you gotta find a truck stop. Hopefully it's not too late the way you can get into a truck stop where you got truck parking. And from that point you could do a post trip inspection, which is you doing a quick walk around, make sure everything is still intact. Anything wrong, you contact the dispatcher, let them know. Contact road service. They send somebody out to come to fix your truck, or they tell you where to go to get it fixed. So it's that's completely myth. I'm just gonna just go ahead and debunk that. people know that that's not it. Uh, the next myth: uh, truck drivers wait, truckers drive dangerously and are a public safety risk. Some people assume that truck drivers are reckless and contribute to road hazards because of their large vehicles. The reality is, truck drivers undergo extensive training, and follow strict regulations to maintain road safety. The trucking industry is one of the most regulated in terms of driving hours, vehicle inspections, and um, safety protocols. Many, many truckers, many truck drivers, many truckers drive safely and responsibly, often more so than average drivers. Now, I could, I could tell you, they got some truck drivers that do drive a little reckless. Like I can tell you that they do got some truckers out there that drive reckless, and those I call immature truck drivers. Like they shouldn't even be behind the wheel. I don't even know how they got their CDL, but they they do have them out there. But you know how they say one bad apple spoils a whole bunch. So you telling me that I'm a bad driver because you see somebody else driving bad? So let's be honest. Not all truck drivers are bad, dangerous drivers, and are public safety risks. Now, um, I'm gonna stay on this. I'm gonna stay on this. I'm not gonna go off topic on it. So the the eight myth out there where it say trucks are just for hauling freight, no other use. Y'all thought trucks was just for hauling freight, huh? People believe that trucks are only for moving freight and that there is no flexibility in how they're used. The reality is, trucking is increasingly versatile. Trucks are used for a wide range of services beyond freight transport, including construction, medical supply delivery, and mobile service, such as food trucks or mobile clinics. Specialized vehicles are used for transporting heavy equipment, perishable goods, and hazardous material. So you got to think about it when you say that trucks just haul freight. All right, so you got your your medical trailers. Truck pull up. You go in the back, get your blood drawn, get the flu shot, whatever. So we got refrigerated units, we got flatbeds, we got tankers. So I know some of you still consider that to be freight, but trucks are used for more than just one thing. So that's a myth. And the last myth that I have, myth number 9, is self-driving trucks will replace human drivers soon. What? So let's get right into this one. I know I say the best for last. Self-driving trucks will replace human drivers soon. This is what people think. The rise of anonymous vehicles will lead to widespread job loss for truckers. All right. We already got a trucker shortage. We got so much freight, we ain't got enough truckers. So the reality is, while self-driving trucks are being tested, they are far from replacing human drivers anytime soon. Trucking involves many factors like traffic, weather, and human interaction that are still difficult for AI to handle efficiently. So stop focusing on self-driving trucks. Focus on your career. Focus on you getting out there, providing for your family, and going about your day. Don't focus on what others want you to focus on. All right. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and close it out. If you guys found this to be one of the interesting podcasts that you heard so far, go ahead and follow me. I'm also on other social medias, and I got some very informative information on other social media sites. I will be going on air, getting as much information as I could out there as I possibly can. Like I said, I'm still driving trucks, so I gotta work the schedule in. I gotta get going. So every I'll catch you guys on the next episode. This is Trucker Overhaul Podcast. Visit our website at truckeroverhaulpodcast.com and catch up on the episodes that we have out there. Everybody be safe out there.
Let's turn the wheels around. Join the convoy, hear that engine sound. This is Trucker Overhaul, over and out, over and out. Tune in, sit tight, grab that cup of joe. Hear the stories of the road from those who know. Long haul, short hauls, the ups and downs. It's a trucker's life where the rubber meets the ground. This is Trucker Overhaul, over and out. Hit the road hard, that's what it's all about. From coast to coast, let's turn the wheels around. Join the convoy, hear that engine sound. This is Trucker Overhaul, over and out. Hit the road hard, that's what it's all about. From coast to coast, let's turn the wheels around. Join the convoy, hear that engine sound. This is